Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Jones and I will be doing my video role play with a 15-year-old biracial girl who goes by the name of Aria. Um, and she lives at home with her two grandparents and her sister. Both of her grandparents are uh, really struggling with their health. Her grandmother is the primary disciplinarian. However, whenever I've come to the home, grandmother will often be sitting in one area. She rarely doesn't move. She has limited mobility. And then grandfather has early onset of dementia. So he's the one who's actually driving the kids around and taking them back and forth to school, but that's its own thing. So Um, Aria was referred to our program through Mobile Response, which is a crisis stabilization program. If you're not aware of it, they go out, they usually receive a phone call that's usually the parents make the phone call. So grandma in this case made the phone call, and they came out within the hour because Aria had left the home and without permission and then came back. And when she was confronted by her grandmother, she actually became violent and started to destroy some of the property in the house. And this was the first time she had ever really escalated to that point. So, in the actual session that I will be conducting, you'll see that we have already kind of built up a rapport, and this is about the third or fourth session that I am doing with her. So we'll jump right into that CBT and kind of getting her to talk about some of her thought process behind her actions. So, prior to me coming out, there had been another incident where Aria had stolen a phone, and this is another one of her presenting problems. She steals, and some of the history of, when this started going down had occurred when she had been sexually assaulted over the summer by a friend's stepfather. There is an impending court date that is coming, and she had been going to groups, but that's ending. So I'm going to sit down and kind of discuss with her, her feelings in regards to the court date coming up, with her group, her women's group ending, and then, about the incident that occurred where she had stolen a friend's phone and had been texting inappropriate things to a 30-year-old man. Um, as far as Aria's parents, they are somewhat in the picture. Aria's father lives in Mississippi, and then her mother is around. She does get to see her weekly. However, mom is delayed from what I understand, so she is unable to really parent. So the responsibility rests really on grandma. So that's that. Am I missing anything? I think. Oh, Arya's school behavior is I would say it's okay. She struggles a lot with keeping herself together. And what I mean by that is Arya doesn't really get in trouble too much at school for being disrespectful or anything like that, but she tends to become overly emotional. She does receive support. She sees the school counselor, I want to say weekly, and then she will participate in groups that are offered there. So she does, reach out when she can, but because uh, of her state and the home I had not mentioned previously, the home is cluttered and she often appears unkempt, the clothes unwashed. Um, she tends to get bullied. So that and she's unable to kind of handle all of that, and then she explodes and she has to be removed from the classroom. So she is a likable kid. She's really kind. But she often avoids wanting to talk about what happened to her over the summer. And honestly, anything that has happened that she's gotten in trouble for. So that's a little bit of the history. Hopefully I didn't go all over the place and you were able to follow it pretty well. Okay?